You're listening to the Red Man Podcast.
All right, welcome back to another edition of the Red Man Podcast. It's Chris Mosley, as usual, with Kolby, but today's a little bit different. We have a guest, and it's been a while since we've had a guest.
Been quite a minute, yes.
And this guest is not even a member of the Red family. This is Mr. Joey Hedgemon with Liphatech. And for those of you that don't know, he explained to me today that if you've ever seen, for years I've pronounced it Liphatech, but there's a PH that should be pronounced Liphatech. And you said even when you interviewed with the company, you were mispronouncing it, Joey. Is that right?
All day long.
Did you
mispronounced
and
it.
nobody called you out the whole day?
No.
They're being polite.
And they're kind of used to it as well.
Well, you must have done a really, really nice interview because they overlooked it. So I thought about what kind of introduction could we do for Joey, but to be quite honest with you, Joey, I looked at Liphatech's website, and they have a pretty nice little bio that almost kind of fits what we're trying to do here. So I'm just going to read most of this.
All righty.
It basically says Joey's competitive approach to pest control solutions stems from his lifetime passion for sports. As a college football player, Joey was elected team captain and selected twice as defensive lineman of the year. That's pretty impressive, Joey. I didn't even know. I mean, now that I look at you and I'm like, that dude's a football player. I can see it, but I never knew that.
Well, I always like to tell people, when they ask me, did I play football, I said, no, I was actually part of the cheerleading squad. So.
I don't know how many people believe that, Joey.
Not many.
Always a competitor. Joey's determined to go beyond the basics with his pest control tactics. There are often several Liphatech products that can be used to achieve control in a situation, but Joey will take the time to work with customers and determine the absolute best option for their unique circumstances. And it says you look forward to football every year, and you love supporting your two kids. Do they play football?
I have a son and a daughter. My son played football through high school. They both compete now in college, but they do track and field.
Hey,
so they're both throwers.
That's pretty competitive too.
Yes.
And then you've been married. Now this says your wife of 24 years. Is it more than that now?
It's more than that now. She keeps me. She keeps keeping me. So
college sweetheart. Ain't that sweet?
Yes.
Well, usually to break the ice when we do one of these, we just do a few little lightning round questions, no pressure. But I can't think of a better place to start with a former football player than what is your favorite NFL team, Joey?
My favorite NFL team is that team with their pretty blue star on the side of his helmet.
That's what I'm talking about.
You just made Chris's day.
I never knew that. And look, we have been through some pain, Joey.
Unfortunately, we can't fire our GM.
I know.
I will give him credit. Yesterday, he did get other two players. Quentin Williams was definitely the better of the two, but at least he did something.
Well,
he didn't do anything.
You're the football expert here. Do you think that's going to make a difference? Because their defense is horrible.
There's only one defense worse than the Cowboys right now, and that's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
And so neither one of them can stop a cold.
Okay. Well, that didn't sound very promising, Joey. What about college teams? Do you have a favorite college team that you follow?
I do, besides Wofford, where I played, and Wofford's a 1AA school. But my favorite major college is that team in purple and gold right next door in Louisiana.
And that would make my wife very happy.
Sing it for us, Joey.
I don't know if we want to do that
part
out.
He didn't. He said it's too early to be singing. So coffee or energy drinks? Do you do one or the other? Or?
Neither. I'm usually high on life. So
there you go.
I guess the only caffeine drink I'll have is some iced tea.
So are you one of those people that rolls out of bed and you're awake? Or because like me, when I wake up, I cannot get going until I drink a bunch of coffee.
I am pretty much roll out of bed and let's get going.
Wow. I envy you for that. Not me. So you travel a lot.
Yes.
Is there a go-to place on the road that you like to stop and eat at? And it doesn't have to be some chain restaurant. Is there like some place that you just love to stop and eat at on the road?
When I go to Mobile, I usually go to the original Oyster House.
Really?
Yes. Out there on
I think I've been there one time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot. I do that. I travel to so many different cities, but usually what I do is get on TikTok and try to find the local spots And so TikTok has forced me to be able to see the food as well, because most people eat with their eyes.
The
so it's
visual
like,
menu.
yeah, it's like, oh, that looks good, and then I'll pick up a place and go. I'd rather spend my money with local businesses.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Same here.
Ford man, Chevy man, what?
We are a Ford family.
Ford family.
My wife has an Expedition, and my kids have an Escape.
I saw the other day, I was reading it the other day, because, the USA is a truck country. Everybody's got trucks, and still the F-Series is still the best-selling truck out there. So you're not alone in that.
And I used to work with Enterprise Rent-A-Car back in the day, so you got to drive a whole bunch of different vehicles.
Yeah.
The Ford F-150 King Cab is still my favorite. Yeah, Dodge is okay, but it drinks gas like it's in the Sahara Desert. So
I got you.
I guess it's that Hemi.
All right, what about your favorite holiday, Joey? Because we are entering the holiday season. Actually, we already have. We just passed Halloween. Christmas
is probably my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
I enjoy being around the family. I enjoy cooking around that time of the year. I usually make gumbo for Christmas Eve dinner, and then probably more likely a prime rib for Christmas dinner.
The gumbo family. That's what we do on Thanksgiving and Christmas, actually.
I made chicken and sausage gumbo on Sunday because I was like, oh, it's getting cold.
You start getting the itch for that this time of the year.
You do.
Well, I'm never going to turn down gumbo. I don't care what time of year it is. So.
Absolutely not.
Well, we'll transition into our little interview with you, and at the end, we're going to give you an opportunity to pitch some stuff for Liphatech, whatever you want to say. But we want to get, or at least to let our listeners get to know Joey a little bit by asking a few questions.
Perfect.
And the best place to start, I guess, is how did you end up in the pest control industry, Joey? How did that happen? We already talked about your interview that you kept mispronouncing the name of the company.
Straight enough, I was doing insurance in Atlanta.
Okay.
I've been doing it for a few years, and I ran into a good friend of mine that we used to work with each other at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And we were talking. He's like, man, he said, I think you'd be great working with us. At that time, he was working with Orkin Pest Control in Atlanta.
Okay.
On the commercial side. He said, oh, man, I think you'd really be great at sales. So I was like, well, he's like, come interview with us. Because I was thinking about getting out of insurance at that time, but I wasn't 100% sure. And interviewed, loved what they were talking about, and then I got into the pest control industry as a salesperson on the commercial side.
Interesting. So for Orkin, you started out working for a pest control company.
Yeah, it was the first time I even thought about being in pest control.
Interesting. Okay. How long did you do that? How long did you sell?
I was in sales for about 4.5 years before I moved into the branch manager training program that they offer.
Wow. See, I'm learning all. I didn't know any of this about you, Joe. I'm glad I asked the question. So did you actually become a branch manager, or you left before that program was over? Or
I left before that program was over. It was a great experience. I didn't like some of the, I guess they wanted me to micromanage people at the time. Yeah. I'm not a micromanager.
Right.
And I don't thrive in that situation. And I couldn't.
Yeah.
I always like to treat people the way that I wanted to be treated.
Right.
And I don't think micromanaging people.
I'm with you. Dude, I'm with you. And don't worry, Orkin don't listen to this show. You say whatever you want to.
It's fine. I'm honest.
Kolby actually went through the Terminex branch manager training.
So I was in a very similar program straight out of college. They actually placed me with Mr. Chris here in Jackson. They gave me a few choices, like, hey, pick your top 5 branches where you want to be placed at. I gave a few, and they're like, well, those are great, but what about Jackson, Mississippi? And I'm like, it's at least close to home. Sure, let's give it a shot. I got to meet Chris up in Memphis. They kind of wined and dined us at a nice little dinner, made us feel good about the whole situation. And it was fun. We learned a lot. Chris probably helped me not do some of the things I was supposed to be doing as part of the program, but he also gave me experience in things that I really needed to grow in this industry.
He got the real world stuff.
Yeah.
I got the real stuff. We saw the good, the bad, the ugly. But ultimately, at the end of that program, Chris had already left Terminex for the time being, and they were wanting to tentatively locate me to Detroit, Michigan. And I said, I don't do cold.
No.
And so I decided to make a change and stay in the Southeast, and it's all worked out for the best. Now here at Red together, it's kind of been a little bit of a reunion, and we've had a lot of fun, but Yeah, those programs do teach you a lot really quickly.
It does.
What I'd like to believe is since because he had a choice, he chose Jackson. I'd like to believe that he Facebook stalked me and thought, man, that guy looks cool.
No,
No. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
No. I had no clue who I was being placed with until we met face to face in Memphis. They did not tell us anything. It was like an episode of Love Is Blind. They were just like, open up the door and here's your partner.
Yeah, because we did speak on the phone once before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did talk once on the phone.
I don't care what he says, Joey. I believe he Facebook stalked me. So all right. So you jumped ship from working. You went. Is that when you went to Liphatech?
That's when I went to Liphatech.
Okay. And how that happened? You just met a rep somewhere along the way? Or?
I saw the ad for a Southeast sales rep on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And it took me about a week or so to decide if I was going to apply. I have a couple of good friends I rely on. One I worked with at Orkin and one outside of the pest industry. And both of them are like, look, if you don't apply for this job, because the description fits you and your personality to a T. And they were like, if you don't apply for this job, we're going to kill you.
Oh, my gosh.
That was
So it's like, at least put the application, hit the application, put your resume in, and just go from there. But it's like, if you don't do this, we're not going to be kind to you. So,
all right. So you did it, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
And you've been here how long now?
January will be 4 years.
Good for you. Good for you.
So when people ask you what you do for a living, especially now that you work with Liphatech, what do you tell them? You tell them you're in the pest control industry. You tell them you're in sales. I mean, how do you describe that to a new person?
I tell them I'm out there giving customers solutions to issues they have, and by doing that, there are some perks that you get to have on this side. But mostly, I'm just out there just trying to help people. I always tell people, and for you and your listeners, I'm not a salesperson. And people go, well, it's in your title, sales. I said, but I've never been a salesperson.
Yeah. I understand what you mean.
And because if I'm selling you something, I'm doing that for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
It may not be to help you, but I'm doing something because I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to reach a goal. And that's just the wrong way to approach this type of business or any business with sales, quote unquote, are involved.
No, I agree with you 100%. I've told salespeople for years, the worst thing you can do is come across like a salesman if you want to sell somebody something. And you don't come across as a salesman at all. And I think that's one of the reasons why it was a little surprising to me that you were a salesperson for Orkin for a little while. You certainly have the personality for it. And at the end of the day, that's what sales is all about. You got to have the personality, and people have to have trust and confidence in you. And I can see where you would excel at that.
It's all about building relationships, and
it is.
Yeah.
And I tell people I'm biased about our products, but if I know we have something that doesn't work, I'll be the first one to tell you, like,
interesting.
Right. We got something better, or there's something out on the market better.
and from somebody coming from the industry side of it, you kind of have that perspective because you probably used a lot of those other products and have that secondhand knowledge, firsthand knowledge to kind of rely on, which I've noticed with a lot of reps, not just with your company, but other companies, that's become a trend over the past couple of years. There's a lot more people have come from industry. Hey, I've got experience with these different products, and here's what I recommend. We do this best. Other people do this best.
Yeah, we're really right now making an effort of bringing our people that we have to spotlight at Liphatech. I mean, we talk about our overall team has over 150 years of experience in pest control.
I read that. Yeah.
Not just in rodent control, but just pest control.
Right.
I know about German roaches. I know about towel stuff using chemicals, Alpine WSG, right?
Right.
Entice, all those things that you can use on the market. And so we're here to help you with any type of pest control solution.
Absolutely.
Well, and this question's not really just for your time at Liphatech. It could go back to your time at Orkin. But over the years, you've been doing this roughly 10 years, I would say right around 10 years. I mean, at some point, you probably have encountered some pretty crazy situations. Is there one that stands out, some kind of crazy pest control situation that you encountered over the years that you could talk about?
Yeah, there are a few. I don't know how many technicians are out there, but if you ever do an apartment route, you get some crazy stories.
Sure
dealing with people in apartments, right?
Oh yeah.
And when I was a BMT, branch manager, and training with Orkin, you have to do you have to run a route for about 60 to 90 days. And I remember they put me on an apartment route, and I was going to this one apartment and knocked on the door. There was a problem check. So it was probably like 11 o'clock in the morning. Knocked on the door. This young lady comes to the door, and she's scantily dressed, and she's like, "Oh, I can't come. You can't come in. My boyfriend just came in last night, and we were, up late." And I'm like, "What?" And the way she was dressed, I kind of knew what she meant.
Right. Made you uncomfortable.
Yeah. So then I came back. She said, "Can you come back in an hour?" Yes, I came back, and she had German roaches everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I was thinking to myself, if your boyfriend came for a visit, he's leaving with some friends in his bags for sure, because they were like through the kitchen, running all over. And these apartments in Atlanta, I mean, they were like $3,000 a month apartments. So I mean, we're not talking about just run the mill.
It's not like slums or something.
Oh no! And I mean, they were just falling out the ceiling. You open a cabinet and all on their dishes and stuff. And I'm thinking, this is a nightmare. I was like, you actually slept here? The boy. If I was a boyfriend, I would have packed up and moved. And it's like, our relationship is over.
You swipe right on Tinder. You got a few more companions than you bargained for.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely horrendous. I say she's cute, but
yeah,
not that cute.
No, nothing's worth
no,
it.
no. It's not worth all that.
No. I was like, oh my god. But it made me think people will come to the door just in almost anything or do anything. They really don't care. And if you're a technician, that kind of puts you in a
weird position.
Yeah, it's like, come on in.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I've been in situations like, and actually a little worse, to be honest. And that's all I'll say about it. But I can certainly relate to the story that you just told them. And yes, a lot of technicians do listen to this podcast, so a lot of them are probably nodding their heads as
they see it.
Listen to this.
And then, of course, you always get the question like, "Are you cool?"
Yeah,
which is code for I'm smoking something that's not a cigarette, but you can come on in.
Right.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
That happens a lot.
That happens. That happens even more. You come across that.
And you're in there holding your breath so you don't fail a drug test.
Yes, that's always in the back of your mind. The rest of the day, God, I hope I don't get in an accident.
Carry some Febreze so you don't go to the next spot smelling
That's
like
exactly right.
Throws your whole day in a spiral.
Yeah.
So I know you primarily talked about rodents this morning with our staff. You did a training. Is there, out of all the pests that you encounter, I mean, which one do you respect the most? Is it the rodents? Is it the roaches? I mean, which one would you say you respect the most, or maybe the most difficult to control, or however you want to spin it?
To me, the most difficult one to control, I guess, would be German roaches.
Yeah, because it's a process.
It is. And like I said, I sold pest control for a long time and mostly commercial. So I dealt with a lot of restaurants. Mm-hmm. And my area in Atlanta was Buckhead, downtown. Mm-hmm. So, you have every kind of restaurant from the hole in the wall to the white linen table, right? But, But it's universal with German roaches. They don't discriminate.
They do not.
Obviously.
The thing that's really, really challenging about them is it's not just about the pest control technician. It's also about the customer. I mean, it's a partnership. If you really want to get rid of them quickly, it's going to take some work on both sides, sanitation and things. And that's one of the things that makes it so hard to control.
It's one of the things I talked about this morning with your crew. I don't think, Kolby, you were in there at the time, but pest control is an 80-20 relationship. And most people go, well, the pest control company is the 80%. I said, well, no, there's not. It's actually the customer that's the 80%. So the 20% is the pest control company. I said, now, any pest control company can do the 20%. I said, I'm biased. At the time I was with Orchid, so it's like I'm biased. Orchid gets the best out of that 20%. Mm-hmm. But I said, it's exclusion and sanitation, which is the customer's responsibility. It has nothing to do with any pest control company.
You're right.
So in the restaurant industry, what I was selling a lot of is that you tell a customer that, and it's like, well, what do you mean? It's like, are you taking the trash out? How are you sweeping the floors and mopping the floors? Are you mopping everything, pushing in the corner by the back wall underneath equipment where there's puddles of food and water underneath there? That's a smorgasbord for a German roach or any pest, really.
That's right.
So yeah, a good pest control program is an 80-20 relationship, and that 80% definitely belongs to that customer.
Absolutely. Well, look, Joe, I mean, the pest control industry is full of tons of problems, and that's kind of one of the endearing things about it. And that's why people kind of get in the industry and get stuck, because if you like solving problems, you've got a lot of them to solve in this industry. But with all the products on the market today, and there's been so many that have been added and changed, what's one in the back of your mind that you wish existed that doesn't yet? I know I've had a few thoughts over my years of, man, it'd be awesome if this existed.
Yeah.
What's that for you?
I wouldn't say of one that existed. I wish that products that had a residual could maintain longer.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
So like a longer lasting mosquito product, for example, that actually can go 90 days. I think that's kind of an industry thing right now. Everybody's trying to get to the quarterly mosquito services. How can we provide a good quality service that actually does what we say it does for 90 days? And that's going to be different from different parts of the country, but that's absolutely one of those out there that, in my eyes, some sort of baiting mosquito product that you set it with your quarterly service and you don't touch it again until next quarter, and it actually does a good job. I think that's a big one.
And then you come into the issue of how does it could help or hurt the environment with something longer lasting. So it's a catch-22. You want something that's going to last longer, right?
Right.
But how's it going to affect the environment too? Because customers are worried about that. We should be worried about that because we're dealing with the chemicals and all that stuff. It's like, well, if it's going to last 90 days, what's it going to do to me?
Yeah.
So
it's a big concern for sure.
It's a tough choice.
Which honestly, this kind of is a good segue to another question. I mean, what is a big, because you're in the product industry, that side of the business, what is a big misconception people have that you think about pest control chemicals or products out there?
Or rodenticides specifically.
Do you run into some misconceptions about it?
Yes, especially with my product, right? Rodenticide, right? So it's like rodents eat the product, and the reason why they're running out of the house, they're looking for water sources, and that's not true. That's not true. The water source has nothing to do with how rodents.
I've heard people say that. Yeah,
the product. The antidote for a second generation rodenticide is vitamin K1, right? Mm-hmm. But then most people think, well, dog food, which has vitamin K, realize I didn't say one, has vitamin K, will counteract the rodenticide, the actors in rodenticide. Well, that's not true.
I have heard that for years, Joey. I'm so glad that you have put that to bed today, because I've heard that for years. That you have to be aware of that when you're putting that rodenticide out. If there's dog food left out, it could counteract it. And you're saying that's just not true.
It's not true. That little one makes the difference. Makes the difference. That little extra molecule. So they can have as much dog food as they want. If they eat the rodenticide, they're still going to die.
Wow. There's a lot of pest control technicians out there right now that just slap their steering wheels like, are you kidding me?
So-and-so lied to me years and years ago.
Yes, has nothing to do with that.
That's funny.
How many hotel nights you think you've racked up this year, man? You said you travel a lot. Like how often each month, how often are you traveling?
If there are 4 weeks in a month, I'm traveling at least 3.
Okay.
So when I travel, I usually leave my house more than likely, whether I'm flying or driving. Most of the time I'm driving, around lunchtime on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then I'm usually home Thursday evening.
Okay. All right. So your wife's gotten used to this. Kids have gotten used to this.
Because when I started, most of my kids' activities were on the weekend or Friday night football. So you definitely want to be home by.
Oh, absolutely.
By Thursday night going into Friday, I can do an office day at home and be able to go to the game on Friday night. And then, like I said, my kids are throwers in track and field, which is usually on a weekend meet.
Yeah.
If you can.
Okay.
If you got to travel on Friday to get to a Saturday meet.
So what's your favorite? I mean, I know I have favorites from my time traveling with different companies, including Red. What's your favorite city or town to visit on your monthly, quarterly, yearly route?
And you do not have to say Gulfport. We're fine with that.
Don't lie to us. It's not Gulfport.
Tell us for sure, what is your favorite town?
I like going to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, yeah. I like Fort Lauderdale. I was there earlier this year.
Because Fort Lauderdale forced me to I have customers because I tell the states I handle. I handle Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
Okay.
So going to Fort Lauderdale forced me to go to West Palm Beach, which is a nice town, and also go to Miami, and not really be in the fray of heavy traffic and all that other good stuff that comes with fighting that. So, and the food and scenery is great. Now, there is a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale that I go to all the time when I'm in Fort Lauderdale that's in a marina.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so there are all these big extravagant yachts there, and it's an outside bar right on the water. So, yeah, I forgot about that until I started talking about this. Yeah. But that's probably
your favorite restaurant to go to? You feel like you're a big celebrity in there, huh?
It makes you realize how good life is in this job sometimes. So the food is great. The drinks are great.
Yeah. Well, I have to throw this question in there because since you kind of traverse that part of the country, have you ever thought about kicking your feet up, parking a little bit further north in Florida and getting on the Bright Line? Have you heard of that?
No.
It is the first high-speed train in the United States that runs down the eastern seaboard in Florida. So you can get from Jacksonville, somewhere, it may be south of Jacksonville, all the way to Miami in like no time flat.
No.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah,
No.
it's a new thing.
I have to do this. I have to do this for our listeners.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Joey couldn't hear that probably, but he's always throwing out these crazy facts out there, and I'm like, okay.
Just a recommendation if you're trying to see some customers and not have to drive so much, park and hop on the train.
I'll be in Jacksonville in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So I'll see where that is. So next time I come to Jacksonville, I could just either drive to Jacksonville and go down on the train and do some stuff in Miami and then come back and then drive home.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell us how it is.
It looks super neat. I would love to go over there and hop on it.
What about, and I've got a very good reason for asking this. You're traveling so much. You say you drive, you fly. Do you like to fly?
I do.
You do. I hate it. I can't stand it.
I grew up, my mother was a flight attendant.
Okay.
So she was a flight attendant with an airline out of Dallas, which is no longer called Braniff Airlines.
Okay.
It was based in Dallas, Fort Worth. And one of the reasons why the Cowboys are my favorite team is because she was a flight attendant for the Dallas Cowboys in the 70s.
That's freaking cool,
That
Joe.
is very cool.
She's been to 3 Super Bowls.
Wow.
I've been to none.
How about that?
So
He had to throw that in there.
we're gonna get back, Joey. It's gonna happen.
I got a picture of me with Robert Newhouse back in the day with her at a party.
That is freaking cool, Joey. Wow, man, we're learning all kinds of cool stuff about Joey.
Chris is
here.
going to pull you on his other Cowboys podcast.
Yeah, I need. Well, if I had a Cowboys podcast,
Kolby, you think I should show him the picture of me and Troy Aikman?
Oh man, yeah, you should.
That would probably
you have it
derail
with
the
you?
podcast, Joe.
I have it on my phone. So Troy Aikman's daughter graduated from the same college that my daughter is currently at.
Wow.
And he would come to every parents' weekend that she was there. And my daughter goes to Washington and Lee University in Virginia. But they have their parents' weekend. Each state throws their own little picnic type thing. And he would always fit the bill for Texas.
Oh man, that's cool.
And then you could always go there and get his beer 8.
Wow.
So he would have like tubs of it just there.
Yeah, when this is over, you got to show me this picture. That's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. So do you have people sometimes when you're out in the field, do you have technicians that are ever skeptical about any of your products? And I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, do you ever run into that?
I do. Which is why sometimes I never sell anybody anything. If anybody has a question about our products and it's serious, I'm okay with allowing the product to speak for itself. It helped me. It's helped me out a lot. It helped me get a really big customer out of Atlanta, and one of their managers called me after using some of our products. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna be the first to tell you, I'm very skeptical of all new products, and I've heard it all before. You know, this bait is here. This way." He's like, "You know, bait is bait." He's like, "That's what I thought." And then he started using First Strike and Takedown 2, which is our soft bait products.
Right.
First Strike's our second generation anticoagulant, and Takedown 2 is our acute. He had a technician use it at a place, and he got a call within 36 hours. And of course, like I said, he was skeptical. He thought there was going to be a problem because he wanted to use it at this particular location. Gentleman called. Oh, y'all got to come out here. We got problems. Oh, and in his mind, he was going, here we go. Here we go. He got out there, and the guy's like, we have dead rats all over the place.
Wow. Everywhere.
Yeah. He's like, they're in the parking lot, they're on the sidewalk, they're by the front door, they're in the bush. He's like, he's like, y'all got to come clean this up. And he was like, what? So he went out there with the technician. Sure enough, there were dead rats everywhere.
That's awesome.
So he did it. He helped the technician clean up. They made sure to check the boxes and all that stuff.
So he became a believer.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey's like, I don't do the funeral arrangements. We just kill them.
We just kill them.
Yeah.
Don't call me to come clean them up. I'm not going to.
Look, I've been singing the praises of First Strike and Takedown for years now, and I won't speak the name of the business that we were working for at the time, but there was an account in Louisiana, really big distribution center, and they had terrible issues with rodents. They were in the middle of a remodel, reconstruction type situation. They were moving assets around this big warehouse. And this was an account, if this kind of sneak peeks you in a little bit, that was transitioning from being managed by a smaller company to a much, much bigger company slowly over time. And they could not get control of these rodents because being a distribution center, they had very strict requirements on what could be applied. They had an approved product list. It could only be these select items. And they just weren't working anymore. They weren't working. And finally, we got them approved to use some of Liphatech's products. And when I tell you it was amazing what was accomplished in just a month. I mean, we've been dealing with this problem for almost a year, just slowly but surely chipping away at it, not really making much ground. And then within a month and a half, we completely eliminated the issue. And that's just a testament to the products that Liphatech produces and the quality that comes behind them and the research and all the different aspects, support system like Joey to back them up and help you out when you are maybe doing something incorrectly. They can point you in the right direction. So I've been very, very impressed with those products of the year. Here recently, we've actually made a transition from using contract blocks to their resolve blocks. And kind of like what Joey just said, it's always a fight with a technician. They've been using these same products for so many years. And 9 times out of 10, no matter how good the new product is, oh, it's not as good as this, it's not as good as that. I've been shocked over the past couple months with our techs using Resolve. I've had people go out of their way to come to me and say, man, it's working so much better than what we've been using. And that's been awesome to see, especially from our commercial division, our guy that does nothing but commercial down here, and even our residential techs. And those are the ones you normally hear praises on products. But it's been really cool to see that. So we're certainly happy and glad to have Joey and his Liphatech line of products to support us here at Red. We have a great partnership.
Yep. First Strike, I've believed in that one for a long time. Had a lot of success with that over the years.
It's our baby. It's our number one product. And it's a great product. I tell people all the time, it's like, once you try it, just try it.
Yeah.
And you'll find how much of a difference it'll make in helping you do your job.
Well, Kolby kind of alluded to it. People just hate change. They don't want to. I mean, we're creatures of habit, and it's hard to get people to give something a chance. But usually, when they do, they get surprised. I didn't ask you this earlier. You watch a lot of movies, television?
I do watch a lot of movies and television. Yes.
So,
my wife sometimes says too much, but
too much. Well, mine does too. Is there anything that comes to mind? Any movie, television show? Scene in a movie that was insect related that pops up in your head that you can think of that just stands out?
It's the one I talk about a lot of times when I'm doing my presentation about Norway rats being great swimmers.
Oh yeah.
So some of y'all might remember this cinematic classic starring Sylvester Stallone.
Which,
a great scene where he's a Vietnam vet coming back
home.
Yeah.
Rambo.
Rambo, yes. He gets caught in that cave, first blood. And then he's traversing the cave and falls into that pool of water. And what's around him? What's jumping on his back?
Those rats.
It's the rats.
Yeah, that's right. It's a great movie.
It is.
Based on a great book.
I tell people all the time, it's like, I don't know how much he got paid for that. I know he wrote the story or whatever, or did the movie, but it's like not enough money in the world.
Yeah, I don't want rats crawling all over. You know where I thought you were going with this? I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan. That's my fandom. I love it. No, I was thinking about the third Indiana Jones movie where the rats were in the tunnel with them when you started bringing up rats.
Yeah, because he hates rats. He hates rats. No, that first one, man, I was like, it still gives me the willies. He's swiping them off his shoulders and they're biting. I'm like, there's no way in the world I could have done that.
No, thank you.
And speaking of Rambo, believe it or not, and Stallone's like in his 70s now, but I think I read the other day where there is another Rambo script in the works.
I thought he died.
I don't know how they're doing it, but I'm just telling you, I read literally just 2 or 3 days ago that there was another Rambo script in the works.
Does he have an offspring that was in the Afghanistan war coming back home? I don't know.
If you can imagine it, I'm sure they can come up with it and drum something up. Well, look, Joey, I mean, as we kind of near the end of our episode today, once again, we appreciate having you on. One of the primary purposes of us bringing in industry outsiders onto the Red Man podcast is to give you an opportunity to kind of voice what y'all have going on at Liphatech, what's coming next, what y'all's big promotions are for the end of the year. So you have the floor, just whatever you want to talk about related to your line of work.
Well, I do thank you for the opportunity to speak with your listeners. At Liphatech, we have our bread and butter products, First Strike, which is, like I said, it's our baby. It's a great soft bait. Other soft baits we carry are Resolve, soft bait, Takedown 2, which we talked about as our acute. We have a great line of block products as well, the Resolve mini blocks, Generation. But right now, what we're promoting is our new line of bed bug monitors, our Bug Sense bed bug monitors.
Really?
Now, some of your listeners might be familiar with the Volcano, but Bug Sense monitors are fantastic. They're very sleek. They're very discreet. You can put them in a lot of places, between the mattress and the box spring, behind headboards. If you're dealing with hotels, usually underneath that lip that the mattress is now sitting on. It has a pheromone attractant that will attract bed bugs to that within hours. Usually within 24, 36 hours, if there's activity, you will know about it. Very easy to deal with, just pop open. It has a glue board on it. Now, I know some of your listeners may know that bed bugs won't walk on glue boards, but this one is actually above them. So they're actually walking in the trap and going over these little hills and valley crevices in there. They're actually being raised up to have their back stick to the glue board.
That's genius,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, it is. That's very interesting.
And then we have a new 25B product called Paratech, which is great for people who want a green solution. It kills on contact. You can definitely use it in mosquito work. I know some companies, they use that particular brand of form of product, a 25B. You're usually having to put 2 or 3 ounces per gallon, but this one you just have to put 1 ounce per gallon, and you're still able to control mosquito work and put it through the sprayer and stuff as well. So those are our new products that we're bringing out to the market, because we're not getting away from our normal day-to-day of rodents, but we want to be more, have our hands in more different aspects of pest control. So this is our first foray getting out into that. Now, on our Bug Sense, we're working with a company from London that's had it over in Europe for about 2 to 3 years and been doing fantastic stuff with it. So those bed bug monitors have been tested really thoroughly overseas, and they're doing great over there. So we'll be their North American distributor.
Absolutely. I think there's a big need for that, especially with hotels and condominiums and even Airbnbs and stuff. I think that would be a huge benefit, because bed bugs, ever since COVID, I mean, they're only on a steady incline. They kind of almost dropped off the face of the planet during COVID, and they're back with vengeance. So I definitely need to be on the lookout for those, and no better way of doing that than a monitor, because there's only so much the human eye and time can do. Those monitors kind of eliminate that need for you. So that's a big deal.
But as far as the bait, give it a try, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a try. It'll change your life.
Absolutely.
All right, so that was Joey Hedgemon with Liphatech. You can find his information at liphatech.com if you are in the Southeast and you would like to talk to him about some of his products. Liphatech.com, that's Liphatech.com. Again, we appreciate Joey joining us. That was a really great conversation, and we had a good time. So, as always, I want to end the episode by reminding you, if you're in Mississippi, it's important to join the Mississippi Pest Control Association. If you need more information on that or anything else regarding this podcast, you can reach us at redmanpodcast@redpest.com. And just remember, red is with 2 Ds. And if you get the opportunity, if you do like the podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment to rate and review it. Otherwise, I think that'll do it for this episode. So I hope everyone has a good week, and we'll see you next time for an all-new episode of the Red Man Podcast.
Call the Red Man, call the Red Man. Red Man, come and drive those pests away.